Picture this. You wake up, pour your coffee and say good morning to your family. But something's off. Your voice sounds different. It doesn't sound like you. This is what happens to people with foreign accent syndrome, or FAS. It's a rare condition that makes people sound like they're speaking with a foreign accent. Think about Sarah from London. She woke up one morning and her British accent was gone. It sounded like a mix of French and Chinese. Her family and friends were shocked. Sarah was just as surprised. She'd never even left England. Her story shows how strange FAS is and how much it can change someone's life. This wasn't something Sarah imagined. It was a real change in her brain, the part that controls how we speak. FAS reminds us how complex our brains are. Even a tiny change can make a big difference. Foreign accent syndrome is rare. It makes people's accents change suddenly. They still speak their own language, but their pronunciation and rhythm sound different, like they have a foreign accent. And it's usually an accent from a place they've never been. FAS is so rare, we don't know exactly how many people have it, and doctors think only a few hundred cases have been reported since it was discovered in the early 1900s. Because it's so rare, it's hard to figure out what causes it and how to treat it. Even though it's rare, FAS is very interesting to doctors and scientists who study the brain and language. It shows how complicated our brains are. Each case is like a puzzle. Doctors are still trying to figure out exactly what causes foreign accent syndrome, but they think it happens when parts of the brain that control speech get damaged. Things like strokes, injuries, tumors, or diseases like multiple sclerosis might cause it. These problems can mess up the signals in the brain that control how we move our mouths when we talk. Sometimes FAS might be connected to stress, anxiety, or other mental health challenges. In these cases, the accent change might be because of stress, but doctors aren't sure exactly how that works. Because there are so many possible causes, it's hard to figure out why each person gets FAS. More research is needed. There are many interesting stories about people with FAS. A woman from Texas started speaking with a British accent after having jaw surgery. Her friends and family were so confused. Another story is about a man from Norway. After he was hurt in World War II, he started speaking with what sounded like a German accent. This is especially interesting because Germany was his enemy in the war. These stories show how strange and confusing FAS can be. They also show how amazing our brains are. They can change and adapt, but sometimes those changes can be surprising and unsettling. To understand foreign accent syndrome, we need to understand how our brains make speech. When we talk, different parts of our brain work together. It's like an orchestra. Some parts plan what we want to say, some parts control our tongue and lips, and some parts control our vocal cords. Important parts of the brain for speech are Broca's area, Wernicke's area, and the motor cortex. If these areas get damaged, it can be hard to talk. In FAS, the damaged brain area is different for each person. This explains why each person has a different kind of accent change. Foreign accent syndrome isn't just about a change in voice. It can be really hard emotionally and socially. Losing your normal voice can be scary and make you feel alone, anxious, or sad. Gap 2S. People might not believe you or even make fun of you. They might think you're faking it. This can make you feel embarrassed and not want to talk to people. It can also be tiring to keep explaining what FAS is. FAS can also make it hard to get a job, have relationships, or even just talk to people. It's a big change, and people with FAS need a lot of support. Right now, there's no one way to treat foreign accent syndrome. It's rare and complicated. Doctors and therapists work together to help. Speech therapy can help people practice speaking and improve their pronunciation and rhythm. This can make the accent less noticeable. If FAS is caused by stress or anxiety, therapy can help people learn to manage those feelings. Scientists are still studying FAS. They are using new technology to look at the brain and also studying genes to see if some people are more likely to get FAS. Hopefully, this research will lead to better treatments. Living with a new accent can be confusing and lonely. People with FAS have to get used to their new voice and how other people react to it. They need to be strong and have good support from family and friends. Support groups and online communities can be really helpful. Talking to other people with FAS can make you feel less alone. Some people even learn to like their new accent. They might use it to connect with people from different cultures or to teach others about FAS. Everyone's experience with FAS is different, but with support and a positive attitude, people can adapt and live a good life. Foreign accent syndrome is still a mystery. It shows us how complex and fragile our brains are. While scientists are learning more, there's still a lot we don't know. It's important to be kind and understanding to people with FAS. It's not just about the accent, it's about all the challenges that come with it. We need to educate people about FAS so they can be more supportive. More research is needed to find better treatments. Our goal is to help people with FAS regain control of their voices and live happy lives.